Okay, so I wanted to put a quick video together on a kind of demo presentation that we did at the Executive Learning Exchange conference a couple of weeks ago. So it was about putting together onboarding guides for managers to help their employees actually onboard to a company. So they better put a guide for managers to help their employees onboard to the company. So we were asked to present this concept anyway at the conference. So just wanted to walk through real quick a fast video on what we basically did during that session. I think it'll give you a really good idea of just the overview and how we kind of put together an onboarding guide in a very small amount of time. So I'm just going to do a quick demo here in ChatGPT. Do want to point out real quick, I am using an absolutely free version, not paid, anything like that. So I'm using the free version of ChatGPT this morning. I am logged in on an account. I'm going to need to upload a file here in a minute. So being able to do that does require you to be logged in on an account. So I had to give up an email address in order to make that happen. So what we're going to do, like I said, is put together an onboarding guide where managers can help their employees get introduced to the company, start to feel welcome, and then perform as expected. In this case, much like I like to use ChatGPT or other AI tools, to start with. Sometimes you have an onboarding guide that you want to start with that you've already made for your company, something like that. Sometimes you have nothing. So in this perspective or in this video, we're going to kind of act like we have nothing. This is a new tool, new concept that we want to put in front of our management team. So, when using things like ChatGPT and when you've got the ability, excuse me, to upload files, I think it makes sense to try to start from something, even if you don't have anything on your own in your own organization or anything like that. What can you use? What can you find out there that might be public that can help you frame or put together what would be an effective onboarding program? So in this case, did a little bit of searching on Google, found that Gallup has actually done some research here, creating an exceptional onboarding journey for exceptional employees or for new employees. So this is kind of going to be the base anyway of the onboarding guide that we're putting together here. So you can see here, there's a lot of information just around some steps, things you can do to onboard employees. There's some data up front, stuff like that. Really not important for for what I'm trying to show here today. What I'm wanting to illustrate is, let's assume we've read through this document. We like it. We like what it's talking about. It makes sense. And it's something we want to do in our organization. I want to kind of focus on this image right here, this onboarding model that we're looking at. So I'm actually going to upload a screenshot of just this image, and that's going to be the basis for creating our guide. We're just going to take a screenshot here. I already have a file saved, so I'm going to upload that into ChatGPT real quick. But you'll see kind of the process, and we'll show the prompts here that we're going to use as well. So let me just upload this file. That is not the one that I wanted to use. Try again. All right, so I've got an onboarding model. I took a screenshot of this, saved it. I'm uploading it to ChatGPT now here. Use the icon there for attach files. I have my prompt saved over here just for the sake of making this a little bit faster for us this morning. Okay. So our first prompt, create a guide that helps managers onboard their employees based on the image. Let's go see what we get. All right, so it's going through the analysis of the image. Again, I didn't upload the entire document, only the image. So it's putting together this flow based off of how the image kind of projects what a successful onboarding program would look like. So it's given us 4 steps to start with, kind of a very high level overview of some things we can do. Very basic at this point. Not something that you may necessarily want to put in front of people, but we're getting a start. So Our second prompt here, I want to go a little bit further. And so we're saying, let's go a step further. Let's identify specific steps that will take place during onboarding and provide the exact time frame when that should be taking place. So we'll pop back over to ChatGPT. Going to paste that prompt. And let's go. Okay. Now you can start to see we're getting into specific timeframes, right? Pre-onboarding before day one, welcome and orientation, week one, and then it's breaking down week one into day two, day 3 to 5, into week one. Now we're in week 2, week 3, week 4, and it's still continuing on, right? And early on, you can see it's very, very detailed. As it goes a little bit further into this person's tenure, it starts to get less hands-on or less intense in terms of what this guide is asking you to do. So it's given us basically a 3-month onboarding plan with specific steps, things we can do within specific timeframes. Also down here, you've got a summary of the timeline. Now, you could very well take something like this, copy and paste it, put it in the Word, and start working on it, right? I think one of the things that people expect from ChatGPT is that it's going to give you a 100% solution. That's not really all the time anyway, what you're going to get. I think what you should expect to get is something that might be 70, 80% of the way done. And you need to put in a little bit of time and effort to make it specific to your context or whatever you're trying to do. So, so let's say for me, for my organization, I don't think 3 months is long enough. So we've got a prompt over here for, we think 3 months is too short. What would 12 months look like? Now I'm going to go back into ChatGPT, paste my prompt. Let's see what we get. All right, expanding out the 12 months can create a more robust supportive structure. And now it's going to roll again. So we'll just let this play out, see what we end up with. So you can see it's getting into a very, very detailed approach to onboarding people. If you were to read through the entire report that I showed early on, it's kind of breaking down a lot of these things. But this image that we've used, just the image, has really been able to be very, very, very helpful in putting something together now. So you can see really what, where we started all the way back from an image here. We built out, a few steps, then we built out a little bit more of a program that's 3 months long with specific time frames. And then we've built out now what we can look at as a 12-month program, right? That can be used. Again, take this, make it specific to your own context, but then really start to emphasize, okay, spending the time on, making it specific and useful for you, and then the execution of a document like this, rather than spending all the time of putting something like this together. Putting something like this together could have taken hours, days, even depending on how many people need to approve it, things like that, right? So just getting to the point where you've got a draft that you might be able to feel comfortable putting in front of people is incredibly powerful. And we've done that here in just a matter of minutes. You could take this a little step further. Sometimes this gets a little hairy with ChatGPT, but we could ask it to go ahead and put it into a document that we can download. So we'll try that this morning. We'll see how this goes. Doesn't always go great. So hopefully it works out for us. But nonetheless, you could very well copy and paste this entire section of information and then paste it into a Word document, and you'd be absolutely fine. And it does maintain, or at least in Google Docs, it maintains the formatting that you're seeing here in ChatGPT. So we're going to let this spin, see if it goes. All right. And there you go. So we've got it. You can download it using this link. So you can open it. You would open the file. It opens up in Word. Format it the way you want, add it the way you want, add your own context, do whatever you need to it from there. But again, I think we've shown a very effective and quick way to start from nothing and getting to something that is very, very useful and able to be expanded upon and modified and really, made to be specific to your organization in a very short amount of time using, well, just 3 or 4 prompts, depending on how you look at it here. So hope you found this was helpful. I'm going to look to do more of these as we go on. So send me a message or let me know if there's anything that you're looking to see. Happy to try that out and show you how we can accomplish that in ChatGPT.